In this problem, we are driving a car, and the car has a mass of 1,200 kilograms. And first, we're driving this car at a constant speed of 20 meters per second, and we see a brick wall in front of us. And first, we hit the brakes to avoid hitting this brick wall, and we know that the pavement exerts a maximum force on the car that we'll call Fm of 7,000 newtons. So, because of friction, we will expect like the force on the pavement to have a well-defined maximum. The well-defined maximum is related to the weight of the car and the static friction coefficient between the pavement and the car. So now what we're first going to do is we're going to find how quickly is the car decelerating. So this we use Newton's second law, F equals ma, and the minus here because the car is slowing down. So if we solve for a, we just have Fm over m minus. They will have minus 5.83 meters per second squared. So this is the deceleration of the car. Now we want to know what distance the car travels before stopping, and for that we need the stopping time. So to use the stopping time, we're doing some one-dimensional kinematics. We use the well-known formula for time velocity as a function of time. So we just plug in our v0 minus at. We equate this to zero because we're looking for when the car is stopping, so zero velocity. We find that it takes 3.43 seconds for the car to stop. Then we ask, okay, what is the distance then? And then for the stopping distance, they call it x of s, and then we just plug in the stopping time, the usual formula for distance a function of time for one-dimensional kinematics once again. So we just have all of these objects, and it comes out to be 34.3 meters. So this is the minimum distance that you have to start applying the brakes at in order to stop before hitting the wall. Now we consider a different situation where instead of hitting the brakes, we try swerving the car in order to not hit the wall. So we can see this from this scenario where you're going forward, and as soon as you see the wall, you start swerving around. So what you're going to do is you're going to describe a quarter circle. Describe a quarter of a circular trajectory. So this has some radius, and we want to know what is this radius. That's the minimum distance that you'll need to avoid the wall. So because of this, all of the force that the pavement is exerting on the car is what's being used to turn the car around. So you use some centrifugal force is equal to the maximum pavement force. So Fm equals mv squared over r. And from here we can find the radius. Mv v0 squared over Fm is 68.6 meters. And we see this is bigger than the stopping distance if we just apply the brakes. Therefore, in this kind of situation, it's always better to apply the brakes, but also note that the radius is twice the stopping distance. So that is not a coincidence of the numbers we have used. In fact, if we use get to solve the brake, just get everything symbolic, we could plug in the expression of deceleration in the stopping distance equation, and we will find the following: xx equals mv0 squared over 2fm, and that is, in fact, if we just compare these two, that is half the radius. So it's always the case that it's better to apply brakes. It's not a coincidence of the numbers we were given.